There's a machlokes about the nature of the holiday of the 2 days of Rosh Hashanah. Is it called a 2-day yontif, or is it called a Yoma Arichta, one long day? Even in Israel, they keep 2 days of Rosh Hashanah. So maybe it's called a Yoma Arichta, it's one long day, and therefore there may be some halachic ramifications, as I've discussed before. But the Noda B'Yehuda writes, as a derech drush in homiletics, the symbolism behind the name Yoma Arichta, one long day. Why is Rosh Hashanah referred to as a Yoma Arichta? Well, Yom, day, is usually a reference to Chesed, whereas Laila is a reference to Din. God's Chesed, his kindness, envelops us in the day, and at night is the Midas Hadin. That's why for example, we don't say Tehillim at night because the Midas Hadin, the attribute of judgment, of justice, is working in the evenings. But in the daytime, that's when we say Tehillim, because that's when God's Chesed is around. So says the Noda B'Yehuda, what Rosh Hashanah is teaching us, the message of Rosh Hashanah is that it's a Yoma Arichta. It's a long day full of Chesed. For us, the opportunities to do Chesed and make an impact on the lives of others is what is going to save us. LeDavid, we say in LeDavid, Hashem Ori V'yishi, God is my light. God is Chesed. If we model ourselves after HaKadosh Baruch Hu and live a life of Chesed, that is how our tefillos can and will be answered over Rosh Hashanah. In fact, there's a fascinating Gemara. The Gemara tells us that Chafni and Pinchas were the children of Eli and acted immorally and unethically. As a result, in Shmuel, we're told that anyone who comes from the house of Eli will not live a long life. And so, for generations and generations, the offspring of the children of Eli lived shorter lives. And the Gemara then records that Rabba and Abaye were both descendants from the house of Eli. And we're told that Abaye lived for 40 years and Rabba lived for 80 years. Might be switched, but I think it's one of them lived for 40 years and one of them lived for 80. Why is that? The Gemara says that one of them understood that when God gives a Gazar Din, when God makes a decree and connects it to an oath, it can never be torn up unless you study Torah. And the other one said, Torah is not enough. In order to rip up the decree, you have to study Torah and do acts of chesed. So the one who only studied Torah, he lived for 40 years. But the one who not only studied Torah, but also made sure to do acts of chesed, lived for 80 years. So we see very clearly, the Gemara teaches us, that chesed has the ability to change our din, to rip up the Gazar Din, and give us a new lease on life. With so much going on in our lives and in the community, there is no better way for us to continue to pray for all of our fellow community members who are ill, than not just to daven, not just to learn Torah, but also to commit to doing acts of chesed. On Rosh Hashanah, we're so focused on davening and Yom Kippur, davening. But let's not forget about chesed. The way we act during davening. Are we patient? Do we get upset if someone is in our seat? How quick are we to anger? But more than that, a smile, a hello, a good yontif, having people over for meals. These are small acts of chesed that can make long-lasting impacts. I want to wish everyone a ksiva v'chasima tova, happy and healthy new year, a year of bracha, a year of parnasa, and a year of shalom and health. I said health already once, but we'll say it twice. Have a good Shabbos and a good Yantif.